to Eureka Street Crypto. This is my anti-professional crypto channel. I'm just a barely sane dude who fell down the cryptocurrency rabbit hole. This channel is my fumbling attempt to communicate myself outside my own head about my journey in the crypto space. It is basically my brain dump. None of this is actual financial advice.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Texas. Still here, still in Leander, and 7:57 in the morning on March 23rd, 2022. It's Wednesday, so I don't have to drive into work. This is episode number 334. Man, it's adding up. All right, so hold on. Let me get a title going. I got intern with me here today, and
what's up, guys?
Yeah, and Idec's intern. He came not too long ago and had some really good picks, and I figured I'd have him back on. And it's just great to shoot it with. Shoot the shite with. I try not to cuss on the show because not like your 5-year-old's gonna be watching the show anyway, but
it'll be interesting because I'm assuming your videos are just gonna stay on YouTube. So like just being your son or daughter watching your videos in like 5 years, it'll be so interesting. Who knows where you'll be?
Yeah, who knows, right? Anyway, so yeah, man, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Basically, we don't really have an agenda today. We just wanted to talk about some crypto news, some crypto projects and stuff like that. He has also been following his own journey and progression in the space, and now has gotten a position at Idec as well. And and it's just it's good to see people grow in the space from square one to where they are now. So
it's my favorite. It's my favorite part, and what I love about this space is like even like old or young, like I consider you like a friend, so you just like sometimes I like anons better more than I like real people. It's been really fun to see you grow. Like I actually want to like hear about your DAO experience so far. I want to hear all about that, man. Like you just went crazy all of a sudden.
I went crazy, huh? Yeah. I got that Bankless DAO airdrop, and that was for the subscribers who paid $11 a month or whatever to get the Bankless newsletter. And since I was doing my show, I needed it's nice to have the inside scoop, and so I got subscriptions to Bankless and to Defiant, and they did an airdrop to get everybody to join the DAO. That was I guess it was May of 2021, and somewhere around there. And I joined in, and they were just starting to form the AV guild, and it was me and like maybe 2 other people at that first meeting, and we just started trying to figure out what we could do with audiovisual content and to contribute to the DAO. And we just all started meeting every week, and really not a whole lot got done in those meetings. We just were just talking. And that seems to be the case with a lot of DAOs. It seems a lot of people, it's almost like, truck drivers sit there on the highway and they talk to each other on the CBs, while they're driving to pass the time. Yeah. So that's kind of like how it is with DAOs. You're passing the time with these people, and you're sitting behind your desk working all day. And then you have these people in your DAO at a meeting, just listen, talking, and you're listening to them talk, and then every once in a while you'll chime in. And so it's just like truck drivers on a CB.
Yeah. So when you so you have a position, because I want to hear about your DAO Denver experience. Did you you probably met so many people, so you got contracted there to live stream the entire thing. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, I mean, I didn't sign up for a paid position. I was just like,
you're like volunteer, right? Yeah.
Well, it started out just one day we were talking, and they said, it'd be really cool because Eric Mack, he's from Denver originally, and he's like, I'm from there, it'd be cool to to do some kind of like DAO focused side conference there, or just at least have a get together. No, that's what it started. It started off, let's have a get together. Anybody who's going to East Denver, and we'll rent out a house in the mountains and stuff like that. And we were like, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, I can, rent a venue, we can all meet there. And then, that turned in from renting a venue to the entire conference where people like, Rachel from Harmony One and Charles Hoskinson were showing up and everything like that to speak. So,
oh man, okay. What did I hear about Cardano recently? They're considering a token burn? Like,
what?
Wow.
Why are they token burning? There's not. I mean, I don't want to talk too much smack about Cardano, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of use case that I've seen. Honestly.
Bro, like it's like the little carrot in front of the dog.
Yeah, it's the perpetual carrot.
Yeah. Like, how do you have the audacity? I'm sorry, this is the last thing I'll say on it, but how do you have the audacity to, like, after like what 5 years, say we're thinking about a token burn, guys?
Yeah,
but that's random news. And then, dude, I'm gonna go on a tangent right now, okay, John? Okay. All right, we need to talk about Chainlink tokenomics.
Okay, Chainlink tokenomics
and its value accrual, because so I was in a spaces with he's like a private account, but he runs like a pretty big like his big account's like pretty big, and he's like this quant, and he's like always hated Chainlink, and I've like never understood why. So I was in one of his private spaces, and I went up there and I asked, like, can you please tell me about Chainlink's value accrual mechanism? Like why are you so bearish on this? And he's like, this dude actually knew so much about Chainlink. Like, I was so impressed. He's like, yeah, I had the idea back in whatever, like 2017, 2018, and actually tried to get into the Chainlink like ICO whitelist. But he was saying that, to my understanding, like the way you run Chainlink nodes is it's not like a linear graph. It's not linear, like X the amount of data that you're putting through the node. So like, it doesn't matter how much data you're using. Like, it doesn't require like more Chainlink to run that node. So am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. You stake your Chainlink up onto the node, and the people that are running the nodes, in order to pay for the data, the Oracle, for the data to funnel, you have the people that are receiving that data, I believe, have to pay in Chainlink. And I've probably just butchered that explanation, but
yeah, it's like there's such a like a nuanced understanding, like actually how
there's a lot of nuance,
Yeah,
but how is he saying that it's not a good project?
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that was my thing. He's like, he said that. I was like, do you think that Chainlink? Because it's like DeFi won't work without it right now. If it went away, like it's not gonna work right now. And I was like, so do you think that Chainlink will just like keep doing its job? And do you think that some other thing is gonna replace it? And what he thinks is that fresh charts are always like a good thing, and like someone will just improve on the Chainlink like design. But I don't know, like it's controversial because, dude, they have this network effect already. I just don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, DeFi wouldn't be able to survive right now without Chainlink, I don't believe, and so many different CoinMarketCap uses it, CoinGecko uses it. Actually, I don't think CoinMarketCap uses Chainlink right now. I think they have their own Oracle, unless they switched over. But then now there's this whole CCIP, the cross-chain interoperability protocol, I think is what it stands for. And so it's not only it's going to be used for pretty much all chains.
You've been on Cosmos. Have you used Cosmos before?
I've just poked around with it.
Poked around.
Yeah, on Cosmos-based chains, I've played around.
So I joined a random spaces like a while ago, and it was Chainlink God. And he was saying that CCIP would essentially give you the same like Cosmos IBC experience where you don't have to bridge. And that's insane. You just like, that's so like, I don't think many people know about that, like what CCIP is.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be
a
out
hard
in like
concept to wrap around your head. But if you listen to that Chainlink God a podcast, where did he come on? Was it Bankless maybe? Where he came on some show and he explained. I don't know if it was Bankless or not, but he came on and he explained the entire staking process and CCIP, and my mind was blown. I'll try to dig around and find that podcast. But
all right, yeah, let me know about that. That's
yeah,
it's a big deal.
But I mean, with all the institution of IoT devices and this entire data collection, surveillance state in a way going on, or decentralization of it, Chainlink is the primary catalyst to get all that going. This whole idea of you will own nothing and you will be happy. Will no longer be shareholders, you'll be stakeholders, and then people that have the haves will be staking their assets and all these networks, and then they will own pieces of that data. And Chainlink is going to be the driver for that, for the data collection from the IoT devices to the blockchain, in order to be able to enable us to use the social credit system in a way.
What do you think of Helium, man? That's really exciting to me.
I don't know what to think about it, honestly. I mean, I want to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I if I could buy a Helium miner, I totally would. I think I probably would. If I moved to, I'm thinking of moving, because I'm moving soon, right? I'm moving like a couple months here, so I'm actually gonna explore Texas, by the way, maybe Miami.
So the option's still on the table.
Yeah. So I'm about to do a little exploring down south, because I think I've had enough of the cold. That's for sure. But back to Helium, during one of my classes, my teacher brought on one of her former students, and she works at like a centralized IoT company. And I asked her like about Helium, like, for those of you that are listening that don't know what Helium is, it's like, it essentially allows you to mine Helium tokens. You buy like a miner, you plug it in, and you basically lend out your internet connection to like surrounding Internet of Things devices in your area. So this is like a really big trend. And like, if you look at the Helium website, you look at their map, like they're pretty popular in like Europe and like Southern Asia, and the US. So I would love to own a Helium device. And I asked this lady who works at the IoT company, and she's like, yeah, it doesn't matter where the internet connection goes, as long as the data is transmitted. Like it'll be like a synergistic relationship between centralized and decentralized IoT like networks. Yeah. So it's pretty exciting to me. I would love to buy a Helium miner.
Yeah, and it's not Wi-Fi that you use on your phone, or that you use for your playing around on YouTube. This is a different type of Wi-Fi. It's used mainly for devices to talk to each other, from what I understand.
What's the distinguishing factor there? I don't really understand that.
I don't know. I think it's called like long range Wi-Fi, and it's used more for I guess industrial devices and those types of, and for devices to be able to talk to each other, rather than just packets of information for people's entertainment stuff. So I mean, there's a difference, but I'm not sure the technicalities of it.
Have you heard, and this, none of this is like me shilling any projects, these are just things that I'm looking at, everybody, but Maple, do you know what Maple is? Maple Finance?
Maple Finance, I've seen it, but I don't know what it is. I figured it was just another DeFi protocol.
Yeah, they do like under collateralized loans to like big DeFi institutions. So they'll do USD loans and then USDC loans. So they have like, I think like just under $1 billion total loaned out to like 70 plus institutions. Like they loan out to like Alameda Research, they loan out to Block Tower Capital, and they're like 300 million fully diluted value. And I mean, I think so. Here's like the hypothesis. So I have like a contact that I was talking to, and he was just like, Alpha, like Maple FTX. and then I'll leave it at that. So I probably a listing, and can I share my screen?
Yeah, totally. Would that be one of the Idec picks? Idec interns picks?
Yes, this is my Idec intern pick. I'm nothing else I say. I'm just like everything else I say, I'm just interested in. But I would say like this is my Idec intern pick for the podcast.
Okay.
Okay, at least it.
But yeah, back to Helium real quick while you're setting that up.
Yeah, for sure.
There's like a little cult following of Helium people I've noticed, and they have
really?
they have the same culture kind of as the XRP army a little bit, you know. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I know.
I didn't even know there were Helium people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then right in my neighborhood, I looked at the local nodes, and there's like, you know, a big, you know, contingent of them here in my neighborhood.
Wait, have you talked to him about it? Like,
no, I don't know. I kind of know who it is, but you know, yeah, you can only
yeah. All right.
I don't know the guy.
All right. So this is all right. I'm sure.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, not quite yet. I'm about to, if it lets me. Okay.
But yeah, Helium price has, you know, been doing pretty well, and it's you know, it goes up. I mean, it's its own deal. I don't know. I don't really classify them along with a bunch of these other current projects. It kind of I don't know if Helium uses AI, but the whole IoT thing, you know, actually IOTA is along the same vein there too. Okay, so you have sent me this link.
Right. Yeah, my screen, my system preferences aren't quite allowing me to share my screen today, so I have to fix that. So it might be easier for you. But basically, there's this Twitter account called Alpha Leaks, and it's this bot that will pay attention to like random wallets on Etherscan that are getting super high TVL. So the night that like they told me that information, my boss sent me that tweet, and it said Maple Wallet's getting very high TVL. So
Alpha Leak spot.
Alpha Leak.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's pretty handy. But yeah, so the night that I learned this information, like this was tweeted out, and then Maple proceeds to do a 2x in like a week, 60% in a week.
Oh wow.
So something's going on, and it had probably like a $2 million TV on like 24 hours. So yeah, very impressive. Everybody, the Alpha Leak bot is pretty handy.
So how did they get their alpha?
Their alpha?
Follow these guys.
I think it's just like I think it's
bot, so.
Yeah, I think it'll just I don't know, maybe it's like a crawler or something that was set on Etherscan or spider crawler, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like super handy. Also, do you follow the tree of alpha?
Okay, here we go. Hello. No, I don't. I've never heard of that.
Oh man, you haven't heard of alpha, huh?
The pin tweet
on him. Yeah, what is? Oh, I'm a bot that tweets out.
I'm a bot that tweets alpha. I tweet about newly deployed as soon as I detect them.
Yeah.
I think we got a lag going.
Yeah, I love that account. Yeah, a little bit of lag. Probably my the roommates are on the Wi-Fi. The roommates are getting up, but yeah. So the tree of alpha, he's the one that uncovered that Coinbase like exploit. Did you not? Yeah, he's like he's like this like
which one?
Oh yeah, true. He has it on his pinned tweet. If you look up Tree of Alpha on Twitter, it's on his pinned tweet, but he just goes through like GitHub code and will like try to find like day zero exploits and like sell it to the company, you know, for whatever, like 250 grand.
Okay, so he's a white hacker in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So what have you I haven't watched your show in like probably a week. Like, what have you been kind of diving into recently?
Well, yesterday I went into the hold on, let me see if it helps the lag.
Yeah,
yesterday
maybe.
I went into, and I don't know if you know the drama
You went
about
into the seafood
seafood.
token. I think I heard him, I saw him tweet about that, but I didn't think anybody would touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Oh man, a lot of people have been touching.
What's it doing?
The amount of people that are jumping on board.
Wait, what's the, like, what's it? Is it?
It's a derivative that tracks 0x Seafood's portfolio.
Wait, that's actually kind of sick.
Seafood.vision.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm looking this up right now. Seafood. So that's really handy because, like, I don't know.
Seafood, SIFU.vision.
Seafood.vision. That's
I
so
mean,
funny because
it's not
honestly,
a DAO.
I would buy into that.
Yeah. A couple tokens. They go like $100 a piece right now until the end of March, and he's gonna take the peg off, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But he's pegged it at $100 right now.
Yeah, my thing is, like, if it's like an index that follows, it basically just copy trades them. Like, I mean, the dude isn't stupid,
Yeah. Well, that was the point,
like,
everybody, the whole controversy was, him, he's a former felon and all this stuff, financial crime. He was involved with the Quadriga exchange. Zach XBT pulled the mask off of Seafood. Ooh, he's the bad guy.
He did.
And the point of crypto is to be anonymous and to be, to go circumvent this entire reputation and I guess the social credit system, and just to look at numbers only. And that's what crypto is about. And that's basically what Danny Sesta was trying to say. He's like, look, I don't care what he's done in the past. I'm working with a guy and he does a good job, like that's all I know.
I agree. Like, that is, like, I think that crypto provides like a interesting space for people to kind of like reset a little bit.
And you don't ever know who you're working with, and that shouldn't be a question. As long as the people show up every day and get stuff done with you, that's what's important. And anyway, 0x Seafood has a track record, that is amazing financially. I mean, as far as like being able to grow a portfolio is what I'm talking about. And
I'm actually, actually, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna take a look into that because I mean, I actually just, so like my role at Idec is like grown a little bit into like research and then like business development, so like reaching out to different projects to list them, right? So I was interviewing a project yesterday, and they have a product that isn't released yet, but it's basically it's like an index fund, and it's managed by DAO, and it's also like a LP optimizer, so like new users don't get wrecked. It's like that whole like FAAS combined with like kind of an index fund. Yeah, it's like, what do you think about that? I mean, crypto index funds, I feel like the US would not like be chill with that. Like a DeFi crypto. No.
Total security.
Yeah, total security. So I don't know what regulations are going to do with a project like that, but I mean, IDEX isn't like, you can't use IDEX in the US, right? So it shouldn't be an issue for people outside the US.
Okay. Yeah, that bothers me, and the thing is too, is Texas is even worse about that, because I've tried to use Binance, and I tried to use Binance US. I can't even use that in Texas, so
really?
Yeah.
Wait, well, I thought Texas was so crypto friendly. I guess I was mistaken.
I mean, it is, but I don't know what the deal is with Binance, why I can't use use Binance US in Texas. So, yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole idea about the whole copy trading thing, I mean, that's what, I think I've talked to you about this more. Refi?
Refi. I introduced.
I don't know what happened to it. I haven't heard anything about it lately, but that's what they're doing is you're copy trading their team's yield farming.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? There's another.
It was Refi and
starts with an M.
Refi. This is gonna bother me. Oh man.
Yeah, I know. I'll wake up at 3 a.m.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're super early see. This is why I watch your videos, is because like, dude, that big account DeFi Edge, the dude that blew up, he has like 100,000 followers in like 2 months because he writes like croissant level threads. He just wrote one on like Refi, and it's MCC.
MCC is the token ticker.
He wrote a thread on both. He included like both of those in his thread, and I was like, Eureka was talking about this like 2 months ago. Like,
it's old news to me. I haven't even seen any updates on all that stuff, like, ever since everything started going in the toilet, Yeah,
are they I'm gonna check on, let's see how MCC and Refi are doing.
Yeah, and then I had some on the Phantom chain, another similar one. What is it called? Like scary something like that.
So MCC has gone to literal 0.
Yeah.
And then let's check on Refi.
And they pitched it as DeFi 3.0,
Yeah. And then Nowhere kind of rebranded.
I was like, aha, I see that sales tactic. That's good marketing right there.
I mean, Refi isn't doing horribly, but it still just looks like the Chainlink ETH chart. It's just like just down only, but like I love the idea. I love the idea. Maybe somebody will improve on economics.
Well, like you said, it's copy trading, so
So one of the biggest like realizations that I've had like recently, as I've like researched more, is like the value of like not looking at crypto Twitter threads, but just like reading a bunch of Substack and Medium articles. Like that's where the alpha is, And like there was this article I was reading on it was by Dragonfly Capital. It's published by them, and it was like a new way to measure layer 1 performance. And these layer 1s, they love to like boost their social proof. So they'll like put like every transaction when they're like doing their graphs of like how many numbers they're doing, right? So if you actually like look at it, the majority of these transactions are just simple transfers between wallets. And if you take out the transfers, then it gives you like a better picture like of a blockchain's like actual like what's happening on the blockchain. Like, is it actually doing these numbers? Like, and it gives you like a clearer picture.
The activity of the blockchain people are trying to use as some kind of positive asset, and to market how successful their blockchain is being.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the more activity, they're saying, look at us, we have all this activity, when in reality it's just a bunch of people just transferring back and forth between wallets, or maybe wash trading.
Yeah, maybe wash trading too.
Do you know what wash can you explain what wash trading is to people? Because I had to look it up.
It's like, I mean, they talk about it in the concept, like in Idec a lot. Like I have probably 50%, like 20% understanding of what wash trading is, but I think you're like when you're, I'm not even going to try to explain.
Okay, I'll try because I don't mind, looking like a clown. Basically, from what I understand, wash trading is whenever the same person trades back and forth between two accounts in order to ramp up activity on the chain. And so
how my basic knowledge, like kind of building on that, was like with Idex, like there are like big whales that we do like trading rewards, right? So you get like trading fees, and you can like wash trade between accounts to get like 0 fees. It's in because
Okay.
like if you, yeah, yeah, but there's like
somebody could game the
do
system in order to earn the rewards by having 2 accounts just constantly trading back and forth to each other.
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
yeah, I need to study up on what wash trading is. Actually, I should probably know what that is.
Yeah,
But
well, I
there's
mean, I think there was a lot of the activity as well back in the whole Quadriga exchange, back to the whole like 0x Sifu stuff, and what Michael Patron was doing on the Quadriga exchange was creating a lot of these pseudonymous accounts and then trading them back and forth and trading against, you know, his customers using those accounts and stuff like that. And you know, that's another way to kind of game the system using trading on exchanges. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on.
Did you see this representative talking to Senator Warren? Did you see that clip of where Warren was like so like abrasive towards this guy, and he was like, it was during a hearing, and she was going after the idea that like these Russian oligarchs are laundering money through Tornado, like sites like Tornado Cash, and
Yeah.
she was like, she didn't understand the concept of like it's literally so transparent because you can see where the money's going at every point, and she didn't understand that like the daily liquidity of like Tornado Cash is what, like 20 million. Like these oligarchs are trying to wash like so much more money than $20 million. Like I don't think that they're gonna do that through Tornado Cash. And like
no.
Funny
thing is, I actually bought some Tornado Cash yesterday randomly.
Really? I mean,
I was just kind of, I was like, I have some money to spend on this stuff left over from some stuff I cashed out. And I was like, what can I buy? I was just like, Tornado Cash looks cool.
Yeah.
It's aped in.
What does the token do?
I don't know. I think it's governance.
Governance. Okay.
I literally just like randomly picked it because I know that it has to do with anonymously trading, you know, and I was like, okay, anonymity right now is very important, so I think I'll do that.
Yeah, what's your take on these privacy coins? Do you like, have you used privacy coins? Like, I mean, Bitcoin obviously, like but
yeah,
like have you ever actually used Monero or anything?
I've tried to mine Monero, and it was just taking too long for my computer to do, so I gave up on that endeavor. And I've bought some secret network tokens, and I have some secret network tokens sitting in a wallet. Oh, Icoost007 is online. He quite often he says, "Not forget that Warren is on the bank's payroll for real." Yeah, and Elizabeth Warren is a total bank shill. She's gonna say whatever she's told to say. So I don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. I was gonna say though, it is refreshing seeing like these representatives actually like doing their homework a little bit and like actually digging into like what, because they're like, we have to pay attention to this now, like, and it's fun. It's fun to see them kind of turn around and be like, oh, like this is kind of cool. Like I understand like the value in this. This is not my hypothesis from me, but I would love to like share this. This is from Taiki Maeda, I believe, who's a YouTuber, but he did a video on, he does like great videos. It's like PowerPoint presentations, but he did a video on like the adoption of these like stablecoin, like these stablecoin payment networks like Luna, etc. And he examined Waves versus Luna. And Waves, if you don't know, is allegedly a Russian blockchain.
And I mean, everybody involved in Waves is Russian.
Yeah.
I've played around with Waves. I've done their DeFi stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Is it, I mean, it's basically just like it's an L1, just like a fast ETH, right?
Yeah, it's an L1. They have a whole DeFi platform. They have a stable coin locking mechanism, you know, a pegged stable coin. They have, I mean, it's fast and cheap, and it's a really good blockchain system. And apparently, since all these sanctions happened, Waves skyrocketed up by like 120% in one day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what Taiki was talking about. He was saying Waves and Luna actually both started mooning on March 22nd or something. Not March 22nd, last whatever comes before March, last month.
February. That month.
Yeah, I have to like count on my fingers months. But so they both started mooning on the 22nd of last month, and he was like, why is this happening? And he just did a little digging. But yeah, Russia's about to like, I think it'll be super cool to see like if they do adopt that type of payment network. Like imagine the absolute scenes if Russia like adopts, like they're like, screw you guys, like we're just gonna do our own thing here at the CBDC. Like pretty insane. What's your kind of take on like the idea of Bitcoin like over collateralized, like because like see what Luna's doing, buying 3 billion of Bitcoin, like over collateralizing their UST holdings. Like what's your take on like that being the reserve, and then all these stablecoin payment networks so just like kind of holding Bitcoin as collateral?
So you mean pegging themselves to Bitcoin rather than the dollar?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say pegging themselves to Bitcoin, but like just holding Bitcoin as like collateral in their reserves. Like,
well, I think that's a good idea. I mean,
paper bonds.
I'm all for it. You know, a lot of people say, you know, a lot of people say that are Ethereum maxis. They're like, oh, you know, Bitcoin's a dinosaur. It's a proof of work. You know, it's damaging the environment and all this stuff. I have an unpopular take. I don't think that Bitcoin is damaging the environment, and I don't think proof of work is as bad as everybody says it is.
Worries right now.
Yeah, and, you know, there are a lot of alternate ways to mine Bitcoin. They say, well, you know, that's fine. The United States is doing that, but everybody else in the world is using up all the energy mining Bitcoin, and I don't think that's necessarily true. You know, El Salvador is using volcanoes to mine. There's stranded natural gas.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
There's stranded natural gas that they're using to that's about as green as you can get. And the thing is Bitcoin, I think in the future will kind of be like this source of truth, you know, and it won't be for everyday transactions. And you know, they say the Lightning Network, sure, but like constitutions and nation state agreements will be written on the Bitcoin blockchain, and that's going to be the value of that. Then all our daily activity will be done on other types of blockchains with smart contracts like Ethereum and all that stuff.
Yeah. What's your take on stacks?
Oh, Blockstacks?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of other projects with surrounding Bitcoin, counterparty and stuff like that can create NFTs on Bitcoin. There's Blockstacks that can do smart contracts on Bitcoin.
Why do we need that? Like,
but I mean, Bitcoin is what it is. I mean, don't try to fit a square peg in a round hole, you know. And Bitcoin and Ethereum can work together and take care of different functions of society. And you know, Bitcoin is the store of value and the reserve, the standard of truth. And then Ethereum and all the other layer 2 and other side blockchains will take care of the transactional part of society. And you know,
so I don't know if you saw this metric, but I did like a little like self write-up on it, just like very briefly. And so Ethereum did the most, and this is not taking in gas fees. This is not even taking in gas fees. This is just internal network fees. Ethereum off the charts, but actually Uniswap did more internal fees than Bitcoin, like not taking into account ETH gas fees.
I can believe it. Yeah.
Like that's so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, how many people are really using Bitcoin on a practical level, you know,
no,
compared to Ethereum? Yeah.
I just like don't. It's just I haven't even used ETH in quite a while, actually. I've just been kind of like holding and exploring different protocols.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the gas fees are right now, but
well, they're pretty low. You know, if you want to take something out, if you have some tokens, like a small amount of tokens locked into some kind of staking platform that previously was not worth taking out because it would have been too expensive. I have a few of those. Well, right now is probably a good time to hurry up and take some of that out.
Dude, I just like, it's so, I think it's looking back even on like 7 or 8 months ago, like I just didn't know anything. Like I just literally didn't know. I was so naive to so many different aspects about the space. And I think that crypto participants extremely overestimate their own like knowledge. Like I wasn't like back then, like I wasn't aware of these unlocks and emission schedules like that the VCs. I wasn't aware like that I should be looking at fully diluted market cap, like not the market cap. It's just all these little things. And like, when did like, it's just like through Substack, like reading Kobe's and like whoever else is influential in the space, I think the real value comes from like the way they think and like, similar thought, like experiments that they put you through. I think that's, where like the most value I've gotten from like reading the spaces, not more like different project research.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm right there with you. You know what we're doing right now? We're just basically tossing ideas back and forth, trying to, figure this stuff out as we go along. And there's a lot of value in this type of conversation. We might not have all the answers. Ikust is asking our take on RUNE. I don't really have a take on RUNE. I don't know what it does.
So I actually just I had one of our research team build me a little write up on RUNE a couple of weeks ago. Actually,
okay.
I mean, it's quite interesting, especially with these like Luna developments. Like, so to my like best understanding, it's like a cross chain Bitcoin swap, and I'm not going to speak on it because I really don't know the protocol that well, but I mean, I think that's pretty important.
Okay.
Sounded.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's it was Galactic Finance is like a small RUNE actually, and I think Sam Tribeco in Alameda like VC'd them. Galaxy Finance, shoot, I'm not even going to try to find it, but they just VC'd like a RUNE-esque protocol where it's like a cross-chain Bitcoin swap. And I don't know, that's a big trend, man. So I think RUNE is exciting for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then another thing that Ikus is asking, so would it be worth to take away my ERC20 out of a central exchange to Ledger, since fees on Ethereum are low? Like I was saying, right now, I think is probably a good time to move some things around on the original layer 1 Ethereum chain if you're going to do it, because I don't know. I don't see gas fees as going any lower. I see everything moving to layer 2s and other Ethereum compatible blockchains to take care of a lot of the small piddly transactions. Like I've used this analogy before. Think of a restaurant and you have the waiters every single day taking care of all the transactions with the customers. And those are layer 2 solutions. Those are maybe blockchains like Avalanche and, and Phantom and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, you settle up your tips and everything like that, and you gather your receipts. Then the manager takes that little zip pouch to the bank and deposits it. And that's going to be what Ethereum will be doing. It'll be the end of the day settlement layer. And I don't know, see if you have any take on that type of analogy.
Are you ready for 10K ETH, John? You ready for 10K ETH?
Well, I've been spending some ETH on NFTs lately.
No, you haven't. You've been on the NFT grind, huh? How's that been going?
I've been poking around some play to earn stuff like Freaks and Guilds, the Meta Mundo.
If you come across any interesting ones, shoot them my way because I'm always looking for new projects to like explore listing. So, like,
Freaks and Guilds is a really interesting play to earn game that I've kind of fallen down the rabbit hole. Well, right now it's on Ethereum out, and then it's going to be moving to Polygon actually today.
There we go. That's what I was hoping for. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's our number one priority, our Polygon maps project. So,
oh really? For Idex?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, like when you want demand on that chain, if you're because we currently we're just running on Polygon.
Okay. So why Polygon and why not like Arbitrum or I hate to say Optimism because really the only thing on Optimism is Aave. But...
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's more of like I mean, I'm a peon at Idex, right? So
yeah,
I mean, I would say like attracting liquidity is very, very hard. It's when you're choosing a chain to like deploy on, like you have to make an educated like guess and hypothesis on like what's going to do well. I think Polygon has advantages and drawbacks, but I think there's definitely possibilities of like Idex going multi-chain. It's just like a matter of time, and also like if you do move chains, you have to like it's a pretty big deal, right? Like you have to be like, hey guys, like
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So you have like a community on Polygon and everything. So you know, I think it's like it's a higher up internal decision that I can't really comment on a lot.
Sure.
But like I would say Idex that was running on like an L1 would be extremely like an attractive product. Yeah, like and it is right now. But I think like running on something like Phantom, like something with like faster confirmation times would be like a really good experience personally.
Well, I've seen a lot of interoperability, and I think that is the new thing, especially with Cosmos coming out, and kind of starting to make its mark with the IBC protocol. I, for instance, a couple of days ago, this last weekend or something, bought some Dolly Parton NFTs because she played at South by Southwest. Yeah, and she incorporated NFTs with her new album, and anybody that showed up at the show got a free NFT. And I was like,
no way.
My wife is a big Dolly Parton fan, so I bought that NFT, but I checked. I was like, "What blockchain is this?" You know, and it's on the Alluvio blockchain, and but I think Alluvio and Theta Network are the same thing, or at least working together. And then I started reading into some of the literature, and they made a reference to the IBC cross-chain protocol. So maybe they're working with Cosmos as well. I mean, all this is kind of just speculation, but I was able to connect my MetaMask and buy those NFTs with Ethereum, you know, and so there's a lot of interoperability going on there between Ethereum, between Alluvio, allegedly Theta, because they have a lot of the same patents and same validator nodes. And
are you still? Sorry to interrupt you. Are you still bullish on? Are you still bullish on Theta? Like,
absolutely,
because I think it's a really awesome idea. But it's just like, I mean, I guess it did. I feel like it was like Chainlink in the sense that they were kind of going up at the same like time, and then burst a little bit.
Well, I think they got overvalued for a while because of a lot of hype. But those big corporations, and you know, the validators for Theta Network are Sony, Google, Binance, MGM, Samsung.
I did not know
players in CAA Talent Agency, which basically is the talent agency for entire Hollywood. So those types of players, they're not going to they don't care about your little bags. You know, they're doing things on their own time. They have like 6 patents, as far as I know, so far on NFT type of technology, content delivery type of technology, and stuff like that. And you know, those patents aren't easy to get. And if you read through them, it's revolutionary type of tech, and like CAPTCHA type of technology. And so I'm very bullish on them still, and I think they're rolling out a plan. And upon looking at the Dolly Parton NFTs and researching into Alluvio, I think that Alluvio is kind of like the front end using Theta Network's back end. And
Okay, I have to look
yeah,
into
and so
this.
people like Dolly Parton and the Black Eyed Peas and stuff like that are using Alluvio to create their NFTs. Yeah.
Boom Boom Pow NFT. Will I
Yeah.
am NFT. Oh
Yeah.
man, they did release some bangers, man. I have to say, I mean, there's a lot of news with NFT. Like I'm still wrapping my head around NFTs. Like I really love them as like a technology. Obviously, like the whole like there's the whole non-fungibility aspect of it. I think it's awesome, but like one of my teachers, like, I feel like the old heads are getting a little pissed off here. And my teacher like expressed her opinion. She was like, "What is up with these NFTs? Like, I could not think of a more useless way to spend money." And I was like, I can't really defend it that much because there's a lot of money going into them.
Well, you
But
can though. You can say, think about this. Think about gated content on blogs or on
yeah,
live
that's
stream. Yeah, for a
the
concert.
hours afterwards, that's when those ideas, I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I would have had her there." Like, it was all coming. I was
Of
like,
course, yeah. How do you defend yourself in that instant situation? You're like, blah, 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 blah.
I usually try to keep like, I feel like I used to like be the guy to be like defending crypto so hard in person. But like nowadays, I just really try to keep it on the DL. Like, I just like,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to be the guy that has to like defend like Bitcoin in class. Like, I just like,
Yeah.
I just keep my mouth shut.
No, I keep my mouth shut in real life as like online, this is where, I sit there and just like puke out all my theories and stuff on this
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. It
But
builds
yeah, in
up.
real life, people say, I hear all this Bitcoin or NFTs are a scam. I'm like, I don't know, maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I just tell them, I was like, I always just say, yeah, it's the biggest Ponzi scheme the world has ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of just how I approach it. You can't like, I don't want to be put in a defensive position. If somebody wants to know about it, they'll ask me. So
yeah, it's it's fun to see you like, even like people like in their, I mean, you're in your 30s, right? 30s, 40s,
I'm 46.
46.
Yeah.
Okay, still youthful.
But yeah, thanks though. Yeah.
So it's so funny to see, like, I don't think that you can lose the degen quality. Like, I have never, like, I remember when you bought that Phantom coin, spooky
Oh yeah, man.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that was so funny.
Scary chains.
Scary chain capital.
Yeah.
Just like, he's a degenerate. Like, he's a
Dude,
degenerate.
I bought
like
seafood token yesterday.
yeah. Which is just like really fun to see. I love that. I think my worst investment to date is still Split Core. I just
Split Core?
I remember,
I've never even heard of that.
Yes, it's basically zero now. So don't even bother. But it's just like, I remember I used to make like YouTube videos like back when I was like a noob, and it's so easy to like get views on YouTube in a bull market. So like,
yeah,
I remember I had to make it private because it's so down bad. But I was like, Split Core is the future of finance. Like this is it. Just shilling my bags. But yeah, so when you're like when you're starting out, like, it's like, that's why I'm super skeptical of like not YouTube channels like yours where you're going through and like digging through it and it's genuine convo. Like, some YouTubers, like, they just like, they're so underqualified for their
they're
view
the
count.
worst. I mean, I'm
Like,
underqualified too, but I'll say it. I'm underqualified.
yeah, this is my brain dump. None of this is financial advice. Like, this is organic. But the amount, like, it's just the amount of yeah, I'm about to go on a tangent. I'm about to like call out all these YouTubers. No, I'm not. But
no,
basically,
but I mean, yes, with every adoption of some type of new technology, and like you said, during bull runs, there's always going to be charlatans and grifters, coming in like Ty Lopez and stuff like that, and
he marked the market top. Actually, the day he released his own fork was the day the market topped the second time.
Okay.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
he topped And also Barry Silbert, he said it was going to be a big week, and that was the week of the top. He was showing, yeah, all the signs were there. He was bullish on he was showing Zcash and everything.
But I mean, hasn't Zcash done some cool stuff though? Because they are kind of starting to take an Ethereum friendly stance, and same thing with Barry Silbert as well. I know that Zcash. I mean, Zcash has the ECC, Electric Coin Company, which develops it, and they kind of They basically developed what was it? ZK Snarks, right? Or Zero Knowledge?
Oh, I'm not sure.
They have the whole ceremony at the what it's called, the ceremony, in which they destroy the original computer in which Zero Knowledge starts on, and that's the whole idea behind Zcash. And they started Zero Knowledge proofs. And I'm probably butchering this, but a lot of that ceremony was burning the original computer that started it on. So there's zero evidence or what they call toxic waste left, so somebody could trace something back to an original transaction in order to figure out the origin of the Zero Knowledge proof. So that's what Zcash really started. And then now they're progressing beyond proof of work, and they're going to be moving towards a proof of stake type of model as well. Yeah.
Well, I was actually thinking about buying Zcash personally, because so I there's this super underrated founder. He hasn't tweeted in so long, but I think it's like Sebastian Schnepsis.
Okay.
But he created Syscoin, and also Barry Silbert's bullish on Zcash, and he's serious. I think he's genuinely serious. And this Sebastian guy, his pinned tweet is a huge tweet storm about why Zcash today is Bitcoin in 2013. And this dude, I trust this dude because he was so bullish on Phantom at 3 cents. And he was just shilling it.
Yeah.
So that's just my
I mean, it's valid. I mean, sure, if somebody has an opinion on that stuff, and I'll like it and I'll look into it. I don't know if I'll be investing in it, but I mean, Zcash has shown to me that they are willing to be the flexible tree to sway in the wind rather than the one that breaks under some slight gusts.
Exactly. What is your have you looked into the Avalanche subnets at all?
Well, I'm doing some stuff on Avalanche. I have some Joule AVAX liquidity pool position.
I remember, dude, what happened to Joule? I
had a lot of hype about it. I'm still holding my position. They aren't. I don't think that they're live on Avalanche yet, DeFi Kingdoms, but I think that they will be very soon here. And so I've just been collecting up the transaction trading going on in anticipation of that.
I mean, so do you know what a game called Hearthstone is?
No.
So basically it's this card game that's super popular. It's with the World of Warcraft community, because it's all stacked layers of lore and stuff. But it's this card game I used to play, and it's still really popular. But there's this project called Gods Unchained.
And I know Gods Unchained.
Yeah. So it's I'm just kind of making a parallel here of Gods Unchained. It's pretty accessible. It's already on Coinbase. So if it that's something that I've been keeping kind of my eye on. I don't think it's released yet.
How do you find
that? Gods Unchained or Hearthstone?
No, Hearthstone. Or wait, is Hearthstone what you were comparing it to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hearthstone. Yeah, Hearthstone is a centralized, it's just a video game that's run by Blizzard.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But I also, random thought, I'm so that you're finally able to get your be able to quit your day job and go full-time crypto, man, next month.
Well, I'm working on it. I hit 5 years in April, and so I just got zapped with a bunch of property taxes, and I had to cash out quite a big chunk of crypto. So, but
really?
yeah,
Fair. Hey,
I'm getting all this video
calls,
and
man.
audio equipment, and I'm going to try to do live streaming and video editing for in a freelance until I can land a job with it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, do DAOs ever pay, or is DAOs ever? They do.
Yeah, I've gotten paid from Bankless DAO. I think DAO Planet is about to launch a token, and they are about to launch a token, and I'm not going to. I'm trying not to cash out on stuff that I receive from DAOs. Only the bare minimum necessary to live, because I believe in the projects that I'm involved in, and I want to hold those tokens as long as possible. But it is a necessary evil sometimes to cash out in order to live. And that's a kind of a weird balance that people that are full DAO have to deal with, as far as, when do I cash out? If I cash out, so.
Yeah, I think working for a DAO would be a really interesting thing. Like a lot of projects, there is this Grid Plus. Phonon DAO owns like a good stack of Grid Plus tokens, which is like,
okay.
You just like look up what Grid Plus is. It's like I have like a 2% understanding of it, but I want some, right? So I was looking into Phonon, and like they're a DAO, and they just they do community calls like when they want to discuss like a new development. Like it's so interesting, like seeing these kind of like explode. But
yeah, like, that's what we're doing in DAO Planet too. Yeah.
So yeah, I want to hear about that. So I didn't click on the link that you sent me. I didn't join the Discord yet.
Okay.
And like, so you're a writer for them, or you're doing just
podcasts? I mean, I've been doing a lot of the podcasting and content, and I did the live streaming. But Aaron 0x in there, he's been spearheading the Decentralist newsletter, and so. I just did an audio version of the newsletter this last Decentralist issue number 2. Right now we're working on Decentralist issue number 3, and he's spearheading it, but he really needs a bunch of people to jump in and contribute, articles or anything in it, and so we want to get it going, and it seems to be. I mean, so issue number 2 was great, so might as well just keep the momentum going.
I'm gonna join it today, and
okay.
I mean, how easy is it to like become? I've never really looked into like becoming like a part of a DAO. Like,
you just join, and then you start listening into community calls, and then from there you start attending meetings of whatever you're interested in. Start taking notes in meetings or recording them, and then you start contributing in any way that you kind of see pops up, and then before you know it, you start getting asked to do more than you have time for.
Yeah. That's
and then whenever so cool. They do the payouts, you're part of that payout, because and then there's mechanisms like Coordinate that allow peers to be able to pay each other and tip each other and stuff like that. So
I love that.
I could make a whole episode out of that.
Yeah. Also, Pastry needs to release his NFT mode.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into something called Nansen?
No.
So I was reading up on it because I was considering buying a membership. Also, I can't afford this at all, but there is a website called High Block Capital, and why that website is attractive. Yeah. Okay. HYBLOCK Capital. Okay. And what's interesting is because I started trading like a little bit, like just with $40, like trading with like leverage. And I got wrecked already. Don't you worry. I went on vacation and I had some longs. I forgot I had longs open, and I went on vacation, and then I came back. I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But so High Block Capital, it's like it aggregates all the liquidation levels across every exchange, and then will give you a solid line on the Bitcoin chart of key liquidation levels.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I can't afford the subscription to see that, but if I had the money, I would buy a High Block Capital membership. And Nansen is, I think, far cheaper, but it's basically that Alpha Leaks bot, which pays attention to like hot wallets, but like way more in depth. And like they have AI algorithms that'll tell you, like they track VC wallets, like they have like categories and whatnot.
Okay.
So Nansen, if you have the money, is something that I personally am looking at. Like,
I'll take a look at that. NANSEN.
Yes.
Okay. Right on. Well, I'm at an hour and 4 minutes. I got to get to my actual real job. But no, this is good. I think we covered a whole lot of topics. You'll have to come on again, and we'll have to keep riffing on this stuff.
Yeah, I love this. It just flies by. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a perfect amount of time for me, actually. So I'm about to get to start my day.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah.
What? college problems, but
right on, man.
We're here.
Yeah.
Not college problems. I'm here voluntarily, but yeah. Thanks so much for having me on, John. I always enjoy
man. Anytime.
All right.
Yeah, so maybe try to think up some picks for the next time. So
yes, sir. Will do.
All right.
Thanks everybody for listening.
All right. Take it easy. I'll be posting this up later on today.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Later.
Thank you for making it to the end of this program. If you actually like this content, give a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more, just hit the subscribe button. I'm available on YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute, and on all the major podcasting platforms in audio version. Spotify specifically. If you would like to follow and leave a review, that would help a lot. I am also available on Twitter at EurekaJohn1. That's EUREKA John, JOHN, and the number 1. My DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks again.